you must be honest to yourself. எனக்கு அது இருக்கு, PhD இருக்கு, MD இருக்கு, அது இருக்கு, இது இருக்கு. I am the same as that I was before I had all those. Degree is not important. How have you acquired wisdom as you go along, and how have you improved? That is the most important part of the whole story. You know what personality is? Your president said Hegde is a very big personality, but personality is a mask. Persona in Italian language is a mask which Nero used to use, which came to Victorian English and became personality. That's how you show yourself to the world. But ulla enna irukku paakana. Adha Indian culture. Vakevam kritayevam sajjanam, vakaivam kritayevam durjanam. One who says what he talks and what he does, and one who does what he talks is a good man. One who talks something and walks something else is a bad man. That's called walking your talk. Not on the television with that bald-headed man. It's really walking your talk is doing what you really mean and saying what you really do. And you must have the courage to do that. And that requires a lot of courage, I tell you. And that is Indian culture. And that is, you must be honest to yourself. You must have only one boss, not your wife or husband, not your headmaster or IAS officer, not your God or chief minister or prime minister, but your own conscience. You should be able to answer that at the end of the day. You are a good man. Go home, stand before a mirror and ask yourself, bmhegde, what foolish things have you done today? Then you improve tomorrow. And that is called anubhuti, not anubhava. I have got 40 years anubhava as a homeopath. What is that? You have been doing the same mistake for 40 years. No, anubhuti is, I make a mistake, go home and feel bad, can improve that tomorrow and become a better man. That's called competing with yourself, which is excellence. You say, I am first rank in the class. What is that? Mediocrity. You are better than the others. Others may be fools. You are a little better fool. That's all. If you are wise, you know you are a fool. But when you are a fool, you think you are very wise. That's the difference. Do you get that? Even the wisest man in the world. The wisest man in the world was Goethe. Johanna von Goethe. Goethe was a great man in Germany. And he said one day, I now know philosophy, physiology, jurisprudence, medicine, even alas theology, from end to end with labor scheme. But here I stand, oh fool, with all my lore, no wiser than before. எனக்கு அது இருக்கு, PhD இருக்கு, MD இருக்கு, அது இருக்கு, இது இருக்கு. I am the same as that I was before I had all those. Degree is not important. How have you acquired wisdom as you go along, and how have you improved? That is the most important part of the whole story. Did you get that? And to be a homeopath, you must be a good human being. To be a good human being, you must be true to your conscience. To be true to your conscience, you should do what you do outside, you should do it when no one is looking at you also. There should not be two different things. But what's the problem with the world, do you know? So beautifully put by that romantic poem, British poet, William Wordsworth. There's a poem called, The World is Too Much With Us. நமக்கு பணத்தான், இந்த உலகத்துல பணம் தான் நமக்கு இருக்கு. நல்ல சொல்றான். The world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we seem to have lost our powers. Little do we see in nature that is ours. And we seem to have lost our heart, a sordid boon. என்ன நல்ல சொல்ற பாத்தீங்களா? நமக்கு என்ன சும்மா பணம் வரணும், பொசிஷன் வரணும், நான் மேல போகணும், நான் அதாகணும், நான் இதாகணும், நான் பிரசிடென்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியா ஆகணும், அதுதான் நமக்கு ஆலோசனை. இது இல்லை. இந்த உலகத்தில் எவ்வளவோ நல்ல விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு. உங்க பூனை, வீட்டில் இருக்கிற பூனை, when it gets a tummy ache, does it go to a homeopath or a modern medicine man? No, it goes to the garden and it knows what to eat, what grass to eat. You have a tummy ache, you come to me, I will give you a proton pump inhibitor. So your tummy ache apparently goes because you thought I am a good doctor. But the proton pump inhibitor produces a heart attack after 5 years. You don't know that. You have a headache, you come to me, I give you a powerful painkiller, headache gone. 10 years later you can get a heart attack. Then say, அவருக்கு என்ன heart attack வந்தது? அவன் நல்ல சாப்பிடுறது இல்லை, அவன் ஸ்மோக் பண்றது இல்லை, அவன் இந்த பெயின் கில்லர் எடுத்துட்டே இருந்தான், பின்ன எப்படி ஹார்ட் அட்டாக் வராக மீட்டுவான்? This is a problem. I'll tell you a simple thing. Now you have, let's say you get bitten by, your child gets bitten by that red ant. வீட்டில் சைல்டுக்கு இன்னைக்கு பரீட்சை, அங்கே காலில் போனால் ஒரு ரெட் ant கிடைச்சிது, ஒரே எரிச்சல். Then immediately go with a little red swelling, you go to the doctor. He says, oh, this is allergy. Allergyன்னு என்னன்னு அவருக்கு தெரியாது, அது எலர்ஜின்னு சொன்னார். உடனே அவர் ஒரு ஆன்டி எலர்ஜி கொடுப்பார், ஒரு எவோமைன், ஒரு ஜீட் ஏதாவது கொடுப்பார். அது என்ன பண்றதுன்னா, இங்க கையில இட் இம்ப்ரூவ்ஸ் தி வாஸ்குலர் பர்மியபிலிட்டி, so that more blood comes to the area, swelling disappears after some time, and you get relief. But when it goes to the brain, same thing goes to the brain, because brain is a hand is the same. You have a brain in the hand also. And in the brain, histamine is required for the cells to work. You knock off the histamine by antihistaminics. So child goes to the exam hall, அங்க என்ன எழுதுறது, பரீட்சை என்ன கேட்டிருக்காங்க அதே தெரியாது, என்ன எழுதுறது அதே தெரியாது. Child will probably fail the exam. Or you have taken the antihistamine, you are driving the child to school. You are driving, then suddenly you fall asleep and you meet with an accident. இது என்ன side effect of the drug? It is called ADR, adverse drug reaction. அது ஹோமியோபதியில் இல்லை. என்னத்துக்குன்னா dose is so small it can't do any harm. And as a matter of fact, there is a new chemistry called Hormesis. Any drug in a small dose, even a poison, is good for the human system. In the bigger dose, it kills you. I'll give you an example. You have a heart attack, you come to me. Do you know what I give you in the hospital? Rat poison. Warfarin is rat poison. I give you warfarin to keep your blood flowing. And warfarin is rat poison. At home, you give a bigger dose of warfarin to the rat, it bleeds and dies. So a small dose is good. You eat a tomato every day in the morning. Contains about 25 milligrams of vitamin C with so many other lycopenes. And every day you eat it, your chance of getting cancer goes down by 5%. Instead of that, you say, tomato yariya saapidran kaalile. And the vitamin C tablet kondu vana appadi saapidran easy na shirt coat podrappo saapidலாம். இந்த tomato na அந்த dress cell எடுத்துட்டு இந்த tomato dress cell varum. If you eat every day vitamin C tablet, your chance of getting cancer goes up after 5 years. This is called Hormesis. Hormesis. இது கண்டுபிடிச்சானே அவன் பேரு Edward Calabrese. He was professor of chemistry in the same department where Linus Pauling was the head of the department. Linus Pauling is a man who got Nobel Prize for vitamin C, etc., etc. Linus Pauling was so angry. Eppadi vitamin C kettathu nee solra. He was the director of research, dismissed. Not only dismissed, he said this man is a dangerous fellow, he is this, that, and he was a very powerful man with the government. Edward Calabrese was completely demonized, lost his job, etc., etc. But Edward Calabrese filed a suit against the department in Stanford, Berkeley University, where he was a professor, and against this fellow, Linus Pauling. Linus was around 95 years at that time. Linus eventually died when he was 96. But Edward got the case, won the case. $10 million compensation. Of course, the man who was to give the compensation is dead, so the university had to give them. And he is reinstated as distinguished professor of chemistry in the Berkeley University now. And he is the man who is right. And homeopathy is Hormesis. Small dose always is good for the system. So you must know all these things to tell people, look, we are not squacks. We are doing scientific studies. Now finally, I'll have to tell you something about human body, human illness, and human wellness. Human body is meant to be repaired by itself. We were not made thinking that there will be homeopaths, there will be modern medical people, there will be medical colleges, there will be doctors to treat you. No. You are sent here saying that, look, you have a doctor inside your immune system. Do you know what we doctors do? We just remove the symptom. The symptom is a friend of ours. I'll give you an example. You have fever, right? The fever is given by your own system, because when the germ enters your body wants to fight and kill the germ.